G'day, guys. Well, guess what? You can see this.
Looking sharp, Dobbo.
Looking sharp, all right. Because
And what
you know
about your
what?
lunchbox that you brought in as well?
Mate, it's got a couple of little frothies, coffee over there. You know what you have to do? You need to punt with Ladbrokes to get more out of your footy multis. Now, I can only give you so much. So you go onto the Ladbrokes app, you make quick, smart picks with stats and insights from the last 5 games. It's all there on the Ladbrokes app. If you go looking, as you can see, a very, very easy thing to do at Ladbrokes. You track your multis in real time. It's all within the app. Jump on the Ladbrokes app today. I got to tell you, when I got on there, I was like, okay, how do you navigate this? And, I'm not that bright with things, but it's so easy. It's so easy. So get on the Ladbrokes app today, punt with Ladbrokes, and get more out of your footy multis. You might even get yourself some good gear. Well, you've been wanting this for a while. Well, I have anyway. We are so lucky to have this bloke. Now, you know him as Billy Walters, but inside ball, you know him as The Difference. Bill Walters, welcome. The Difference.
Yes.
He's here, finally. Welcome. I've got father and son, and I get to ask the questions.
No, you're not asking all the questions.
Well, I'm
I've
going
got
to
some
a little
questions
bit.
for Billy.
I'm going to a little bit. Firstly, mate, thank you so much. I know it's been a while getting you here,
Yeah.
but you're here.
Yeah, it's taken a while. It's a couple of false starts there, but just glad I'm finally on the potty.
Yeah, he said yesterday when I said to him, he said, mate, I'm doing my dad's podcast. So that's special. I normally don't do a lot of research, but today I actually did do a little bit of research, and I didn't realise from when you finished school. Am I right in saying?
Let's just go back to his school days.
Yeah, well, that's what I want to talk about. His first 15.
Have you seen
Morris
some photos of Billy?
Mate, first 15 Morris
You didn't play
brothers.
first 15.
No
What
way.
do you play first 15, mate?
Why is it?
Nah.
What
He
is
was
that
like- he
rumour?
was like
What
that.
is the rumour that you're in
So-
the first 15? Who
Nah,
has
I
made
don't-
that up?
I feed the lies. A lot of times people ask if I played in the first 15, and I said,
Yeah.
They asked, but I didn't want to play because I
So
didn't like Union. But I was no good at Union, and I was a little bloody
Runt.
yeah.
So
I didn't,
Okay,
yeah.
let's
But
go.
who was in the first 15 at Morris?
They had Will Thomason and Scott Malalua. They were two
Did they
guns
go
of
on
our
to play
team.
Reds or anything? Or?
No, they didn't. But Will Thomason was our school captain, so
He
was a
he's
gun
in the
player.
first 15.
And then Scotty he got recruited, so there was no way I was getting in there anyway. But I was no good anyway.
Was
So
it a
hang
good
on,
first 15 side though? Did they win the comp?
I don't think we did win it that year. I think we drew it.
So Morris Brothers Ashgrove, you have to play for your school, which is. But you played league, but what? Your C's, B's, like.
Nah, so the only time I played Union was in grade 8. I made the A's that year, but then I broke my wrist the next day playing league, so I didn't play again that year. And then
That's right. I remember you breaking your wrist.
just
yeah.
never played again. I played one game for the thirds once, but I rocked up one day and they just were short on numbers, so I had to go out. And
See, I don't. This is all news to me too. What position did you play?
I think I played on the wing that day. That's how short they were for numbers. I didn't have boots or anything. I had to borrow boots from one of the boarders and
So,
everything.
but you were playing league. You were playing league on weekends.
Yeah. But even then, I wasn't even that good of a league
Well,
player.
but hang on. Let's go back a bit. Under 12s, you made and under 11. He made the
Met North.
Met North
League team.
league team to
rep
go to the
teams.
state titles.
Yeah.
In that team, it's been a host of in both those sides.
Well, again, I couldn't make the Queensland team because I had Cody Nicarima and Anthony Milford ahead of me.
They
So.
were at the carnival.
Yeah.
Francis Milo was another one. Who else was in there, Bill?
Trying to think now. Well, we played
But they were
against
the two big
Cameron
ones, but-
Munster and OT and
Yeah,
stuff.
Oatsy and Munster.
They're all
and
Met
So we had a
North,
stacked team.
Central
yeah.
We
Queensland.
won the final like 36-0 or something like that.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's under 11, under 12. You go to Morris. You play one season of rugby union in the A's. Break your wrist. Then never play again for your school. But you did like Morris. I
loved Morris. Yeah. Morris was a great school.
Well, his education marks might not indicate the same.
That's why I enjoyed it so much. I was having so much fun outside of the school work. But yeah, it was a great school. I loved it there, and I had a few mates there because I played Valleys cricket as well, which is right there at Morris. So I loved it there. But I just didn't play union. before
Sore
the
point for me. Jack, you, Jetty all went to Morris, but old H. Morris wasn't good enough for H. You had to go to
the favouritism
GT.
comes in.
Yeah, I just see that. We don't want
No, to be fair, Jack started at BBC in grade 8.
Didn't last.
Little Jack, and didn't last. No.
No.
Didn't like it, mate.
Yeah. or old
But
H.
it's a perfect school. But
Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's a great school. It really, and mate, look. So
no, I want to talk. So then we went to France. So when Billy was in,
yeah, what year was this?
yeah,
I would have been 14 and 15.
14 or 15, yeah. So we go over to France. I'm coaching the
2
Catalans.
years, Catalans.
2 years
Great
there.
2
so,
years.
hey,
It was a great 2
fabulous.
years.
You loved
Yeah,
it,
it's
mate.
good. Yeah.
You loved it. You played for the France. Mate,
stop.
It's the French international. That's what Mama said.
Yeah, it's our dad's mum, Mama. She stitched up the media back here. Our French school played an English school, and she took it as if France versus England.
Good.
And
so
somehow
she
the media got a
told-
bit of hold of it, and they ran a story saying that I was playing for France.
But
French
you did win
national team.
the schoolboy cup against an English side. You went to
Yeah, but we had
Castleford.
we were
Were
cheap
you
in
playing
the,
union or league?
league, but
League
like,
in France.
Jack was over there for a little bit. Jack
Now
was
Jack was
18
17
years
playing
old.
against 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, and
They're telling him to just be quiet.
yeah,
Shh,
but
you're
your
12,
age,
you're 12.
no age.
But me, Jack, and Jet in the same team, and there's like 6-year gap between us.
You're kidding.
They're all in the same class
No.
too. So Jack had finished school at
Yeah,
Marist and
yeah.
went over there. It's just like a holiday, basically.
Because Jack's the eldest, so he
so he
said,
finished Marist.
So
year
you
12.
said you can come for a
you
trip.
can come over.
Yeah.
You can get some
Bill's in
cashes.
year 10. Come and have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Jetta is like year 7. Oh, well,
Yeah.
Jet's 2 years.
He's 2 years younger than me. Yeah.
So you're all playing in the same team.
and they loved them all in the same class.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
So,
Fun though. They all
Was it good? Was it good those 2 years? I know it ended in tears.
No, it wasn't fun for him. I can answer that for you.
yeah, no.
You didn't like it?
Oh, there was good parts looking back, but yeah, a lot of it, no good.
Yeah, they loved the summer holidays
Yeah.
because we lived
at Canno Beach.
400
near the
metres
beach.
from the beach,
Yeah.
right? So they'd just go down. Billy, Jet, Jack, and Harry
Yeah.
would all go down to the beach and just play beach footy all day. And
Yeah.
Billy would...
Well, that's where I got the fake confidence from. I'd take Jet and Harry down there. Harry was, 6 at the time?
Yeah.
Jet was 12.
And you just school them.
And I just
He'd let
absolutely
him win,
smoked him.
and then last minute he'd end up scoring a try.
I'd always let him run down the sideline and then do the Scotty Sattler try-saving tackle, but just clean him up over the sideline.
Sand everywhere.
So
Every
you come
part
back
of their
from
body.
France, and I know you ended in tears in the end at Catalans. You come back, a bit of reality. You still love playing rugby league at this stage.
Yeah, so I ended up just playing local footy at West Panthers down in Barden there. And
The best.
yeah, Nev Blair played in, but we got beaten by like 30 every week, so wasn't too much fun. And then Dad got a gig down at the Storm.
Yeah.
And they were actually looking for a hooker, so I got to go down and trial there, and ended up playing SG ball for the Storm for the year, and got the tap on the shoulder at the end of the year though that they wouldn't. There was about 4 of them that got to go on and continue on to train with the 20s and play there, but they just said to me,
Mate.
"Nah, no good."
Who
but
was-
he
who
come
were
up
those
some-
four? I
some
know,
of-
but who were those 4 players that there was 4? Who was in that SG ball?
Charles Nickel Clockstad was one.
Yeah.
Charles Nickel clocks up.
Yeah, he was one. Yeah, he played. He was in Melbourne. with
Was
the
he in
20s.
Melbourne?
Yeah.
Wow.
Reece Kennedy was one.
Yeah.
Rooster. And then like there was, I think it's James DeSax and Pride Peterson Rabati. I
Yeah.
think Pride's playing at South now, and James DeSax, I think he's just playing in New South Wales somewhere.
But some of the kids he played, well, not young men then.
In
I remember
SA ball.
the Manly side was really strong.
Was it?
Yeah.
And the Tigers. So the Tigers had Mitchell Moses and
Tedesco?
Brooks.
No.
I don't think.
No.
No, Teddy, Luke Brooks though.
And Manly had who
They had both the Trebojevic boys.
Yeah, both those.
Tom
and,
was playing up.
and the fullback.
Oh no, they had Gutho. That's right.
Gutherson.
Yeah, Gutho was.
So that was 14 or 13?
That would have been 11, 2011.
No, 12, 2012.
2012.
11 you finished school, didn't you?
Yeah, yeah.
You went to year 12 at Morrison.
Marist, yeah. 12, you're playing SG ball. Kevie's down there as an assistant, and you
Highly
came back
efficient
in. You
assistant
came back
coach.
in 14, Kev, or 13?
I came back in the 14 season.
Yeah, 14. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
end of
came back.
13.
So you all moved back.
Yeah, well, I moved back earlier.
Yeah.
And
Once his footy finished down there, because he had a job in a, what do you working at a boot factory or something? wasn't
yeah, like the shipping containers,
you?
unloading them.
And Billy's allergic to work. Let's be fair. He's allergic
It
to
took
work.
a while.
So, Bill, I think it's an amazing story in the sense that of how hard you had to work, because I was at that stage now starting to do Dead Set Legends with Kev. So, and I remember in 15, Kev and I did our first game as a commentator in 14. You came back for and then you got the gig as an assistant coach at the Broncos.
Yep.
And you were doing Dead Set Legends. And we used to talk about you because you used to go on Sundays and watch Bill play because you were playing...
Yeah, I was playing at East.
East Tigers.
Colts,
and
yeah.
Colts. And Kev used to go and watch, and I used to say to Kev, is Bill going to make it? And to be fair, you always said he was going to make it. It was just going to take some time. He said that. And you say that about H as well. You think H can make it as well.
Yeah. I said it about Jack too, but Jack
didn't
let me down horribly. You know.
Jack's got bigger fish to fry. But the Colts at East that year.
Yeah.
You had a really good season.
Yeah. I kind of become a bit of a poster boy, I guess, for QRL because I had to go through the hard way. There was still 20s at that point, so I was playing in the Colts and we won it at the Tigers. I won Colts, and then the next year I was playing A grade or BRL at the moment, and we won it again.
Won the
in that.
That was up at the grand final, was it?
Yeah. And then the next year, I made my cup debut, and we got knocked out by Ipswich in the major semi, and ended up going on to win it. But I would have gone 3 back-to-back from.
Yeah, but you played
Colts,
in the grand
BRL.
final with the Queensland Cup at Lane Park.
That was a bit later on. That was 2018. We had a stacked team that year. We had Drinky.
Was it Redcliffe who beat you?
Yeah, Redcliffe. They were stacked too. They had Toby Rudolph, Terps, Tones played that game. Cameron Cullen,
But it's crazy how much cup you played.
Yeah, I've played about
because before you even got that trial down in to go back to Melbourne, do a preseason in Melbourne, and that's I reckon it's what's made you today, don't you, Kev? In the sense of how hard you had to work because you then got that focus. I want to play NRL, and it was you're still working full time, still playing cup.
Yeah, well, looking back, it's like a bit of a blessing in disguise. I got to finish my carpentry apprenticeship.
Yeah.
And then when I did get the opportunity, because I'd been out of this, I wasn't straight into the system. I was pretty grateful for the chance and didn't want to mess it up, I guess, or take it for granted. So, it was good. I ended up playing about 80 games or 88 games for East. So I knew I was growing into my body too. I knew I wasn't ready for, NRL or even under 20s when I was younger. So I knew that, and Kev was a big one just about enjoying footy, and I had some good times, great memories at East. Obviously winning competitions helps, but some good fellas there that I still keep in touch with. And
who was the coach? Trigger?
Yeah, I had a few. Trigger was first, and then Scott Sipple.
Scotty Sipple,
some good coaches along the way, and just love my time. And I remember even my first year down in Melbourne, they had signs up around the place about like Kenny Bromwich and Felice Kafusi, who had played over 50 games of Queensland Cup as well before they moved on to the NRL. So they probably drilled into us that you needed to play Cup before you played NRL. You couldn't just go straight into it. So that helped as well.
All right, let's talk about the Melbourne pre-season.
I remember this. I remember him saying you went down there.
Tell me about your experience for the Melbourne pre-season.
Yeah, I mean, you hear about it and you know it's going to be hard, and then it's just way harder than what you expect. It's just the intensity, I guess, or the wrestle sessions, and I always wonder if it would be the same if I went back now. But obviously there was the intimidation factor as well. I think when I went down.
Who was in that side when you go there for a pre-season
the big
at
four
Melbourne?
there, didn't you?
Yeah, well, so the first year, I think the World Cup was on, so a lot of their big dogs didn't come back till later. But yeah, we had like Cameron Smith, Billy Slater,
Cooper Cronk.
Yeah, Cooper Cronk was there when I did the pre-season through East. Jesse, Felice Kafusi. Yeah, they had a lot of big dogs were down there.
How hard is it when I saw that thing when you go away for the 2 weeks? He takes you. Bellyache takes you to some place, and you both. And is that legit? Like, and he just flogs you?
There's obviously the army camp that goes for 3 days, and then.
But that's only for the
new blokes. Yeah, the army camp for 3 days is because I saw the documentary. So when you join, no matter who you are, you do this 3-day camp. What's that like?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's a different experience. It's the first day is probably more physical, and then it starts to become a little bit more mental. They keep you awake, and a lot of things that are just playing with your mind to try and see how you react. So wasn't fun, but when you finish, you do get this sense of accomplishment that you've done it, and they call it I don't quit. And what got me through is George Rose got through the camp, and I thought if a big fella like George Rose can get through,
there's very little food.
Is there no food?
They rarely feed you. Yeah, you lose a lot of weight on it. But Billy doesn't eat anyway. Well, he's very fussy with his food. Yeah. So that was mine and Narelle's big worry is what is he going to eat?
What are you going to eat?
Yeah. Because wasn't too bad. The first night they had burgers and chips, and I don't eat burgers, so I traded my burger for a couple of chips. But then
hang on. What do you mean you don't eat burgers?
Well, he does now, but back then,
Why? You were just diligent about your diet, or you just didn't like burgers?
Diet's out
I get this all
mate.
the time. No, it's just a fussy thing.
You don't eat hamburgers.
Yeah, well, I don't eat sauce, so Yeah, anything with sauce
This
on
just
it.
goes more to this. I tell you,
Yeah.
this is why you are the difference.
And a lot of people think it's because of, they think if I'm an athlete trying to eat clean, but it's
not.
fussy.
You're just a fussy eater.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why I was so scrawny when I was younger. I survived on hash browns and sausages till I
Hash
was
brown
13.
king.
You like what? Macca's hash browns?
No, home
just
cooked.
homemade.
Oh, homemade.
Yeah.
You make homemade hash browns?
Oh, not homemade, but
Yeah, you just buy them in a
supermarket.
packet, chuck them in there. Hash brown and sausages. I got a son like that. That's all he likes. Hash brown and sausages.
Yeah, well, who's that? Will?
No, Banks. That's all he eats. Little Banks.
Well, he'll turn out all right. Look at this fella's.
Turned a corner.
Hey, so Bill, your second preseason was when you got was it a train and trial? Am I right?
Yeah,
in
so
saying
the
that?
first one I did was like the half one, just up
Yep.
until Christmas through
Yep.
East.
Yep.
And then obviously signed with them. I got a pretty cool experience. So that was, I did the preseason in the start of 2017. And then they won it in 2017, did they?
Yeah.
That was their year.
Yeah.
And so that grand final week, they had a lot of injuries in their halves, so they actually asked me to come down and
That's right.
train with them for the week leading
Yeah.
into the grand final. So I claimed that as a premiership. I'm in all their team photos. I wasn't there for the year except for the last week, but
Oh, well, you
carried
played
on.
your
You were
while I was
there?
Yeah.
You were
So,
there?
Yeah, they played the Cowboys that year, and they made me beat Michael Morgan to try and prepare him because that was that year that he pretty much carried the Cowboys to the grand final. So
Yeah, Thurston was out. When was that? 17.
17.
Yeah, 17. Yeah,
they finished
so,
eighth, and they made it all the way to the
Well,
GF, and
yeah.
yeah.
Got beaten, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, but they had Tamari Martin was in that side.
Yeah.
It was a crack hot side. The next
then-
year though, that's when you
So 2018 was start of 2018 was my first full preseason.
like a contract, or was it?
Yeah,
training
yeah.
trial?
So I got a 2-year deal with them, just as a development player, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, the first year, Smithy was still there, and Billy Slater was still there as well. I remember
Was
one of
Harry
my
Grant in there?
Yeah, that was his first year down there too. Cooper Johns as well. They were two larrikins that you couldn't split them. But I remember like one of my first sessions down there, we were doing like a bit of offside touch, and it gets a bit heated sometimes and competitive, and Munster and Slater were going at it, and then all of a sudden, Money's just throwing Slater around, and they made Money go do a lap of the field because they have to calm down. I'm sitting there going, "What the hell is going on?"
That's how competitive it was.
Yeah.
Like it just off.
Yeah,
Just
the
off
offside
the
touch
touch.
can get out of
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah,
He was.
And the touches become a bit more than just touch.
yeah. But that's what makes Melbourne so good, because everything you do, they try to win. Would you?
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. So.
Was that is that what you got from there? Like
Yeah, they're just Bellamy's big on hard work and effort. So they were huge traits down there that you needed to have and focused on a lot. And I think that set me up pretty well for the rest of my career. It's Craig's very big on your best game being pretty much as good as your worst game. He doesn't like having players that can play 10 out of 10 one week and then a 2 out of 10 the next week. He wants players that are going to consistently play their best footy, and to do that is a lot of hard work and a lot of effort. And he's pretty big on that.
All right, let's get to the NRL debut, because I remember, Kev, you
I had to break Origin camp.
Yeah,
didn't
you
I?
had to break Origin camp, and you flew, and you went down there.
The whole family went down. It was great. It was a great experience.
So, when did you find out? How did that all play out?
So the Storm played the Roosters in Adelaide the week before, and I was over there as 18th man, and then at the airport on the way back after they played them, because it was Origin that week, so Munster was out, and Craig told me at the airport that I'd be making my debut the next week, which was pretty
Unbelievable.
good. Yeah, unbelievable. Gave me chills. So it was exciting. And then Kevin, I've stitched everyone up a few times. I think my Storm debut was on a Thursday night in the rain.
In the rain.
At the Gong, and then my West Tigers debut was the same thing. It was on a Friday night or something in the rain at the Gong.
Yeah.
Broncos one was a bit better. It was at Suncorp against South, but yeah.
But I remember seeing Kev, you presented the jersey. Am I right? So you presented Billy's jersey that night in Wollongong. You flew down there. Tears? I mean, it doesn't take much. Was it?
But I think you stayed pretty strong.
I got to. Yeah, I would.
It would have been. It would have been like. Talk as a dad, you present yourself like because Bill had worked so bloody hard. Because when you know the whole story, like you'd worked your ass off, and to make it for the Melbourne Storm, which you've always respected, you're a coach there. That's special.
Oh, it was very special, and particularly for the whole family as well, because it does take a village to raise one child, not 5 kids. So lots of people over Billy's career have helped him shape him into the player he is today. But one thing I feel as a player, and I got this from my family, is you need really strong family support, and to get you to training in those younger years, get you to training, get you to games, unwavering support from the family.
Yeah.
Gets you is a big part of that success, you know. And you've got to actually do it yourself.
Oh, of course.
And you know, and Billy was fortunate enough; he had the talent to do it, but he didn't. He didn't always believe that much in him, as much as he should have in himself. And I guess that maybe was because when you're not making rep teams as a
Young
kid,
bloke,
you sort of feel, well, what's wrong, and what's wrong with me? Well, how come they're not picking me? That sort of thing. So that can put some self-doubt in your mind, I would think. I made all the rep teams coming through. Of
course you did. Of course you
I'm
did.
not big noting
No,
it. It was an easier pathway for me because
Yeah, of
I made
course.
all the underage
Yeah.
teams. But Billy, for whatever reason, didn't. And, you know, he's got Cody Nicarima and Milford and all these, Anthony Milford, who are great NRL
Where are
players.
they now? Oh,
Yeah, they're actually doing all right. But, you know, they're in all the rep teams.
Yeah.
Munster was in them, wasn't he? Munster made...
Yeah, well, Munster was like playing at Capricorn, or I think it was.
So
When
you
did
need that
realise?
support.
When did you realise in that journey? Because there's, at some point, a player, I can only imagine this. Hey, I can play first grade. I'm good enough to play. Like, you've proven it 20-fold now, and we'll get to that. But when, before you make your debut, did you realise to me, like, you know what, I can match it with these guys?
Yeah, it was probably when I was down in Melbourne. I think, you know, I didn't think about it too much.
Yeah.
Which was probably a blessing in disguise. I didn't get caught up in wanting to play NRL, thinking I needed to be somewhere. I just wanted to play footy and have fun and let the rest sort itself out. And then it wasn't until I probably got down to Melbourne where I was training with these big guns and I didn't feel too much out of place. And so I thought, hang on a minute, I actually can probably
Match
play
it with
NRL and have a crack.
See, that's when you can accelerate your development, when you're actually training.
Against the better players.
Yeah. You've got to go with them or you're out the back
And they
door.
would be giving you confidence as well. Like those blokes, you know, I can only imagine how good Cameron Smith was to be around at that stage. Like, they're proper big dogs.
Yeah. Well, even I remember my debut, we were playing the Dragons and we were down with about 15 minutes to go and he pulled me and Crofty to the side after the Dragons had just scored. Crofty was my halfback and he was just so calm and he just wasn't worried at all. He just said, make sure we do what we've trained for and we run our plays the way we want to run it and don't get carried away with the scoreline and just worry about our game. And we ended up
winning the
top of
game.
them,
Yeah, you won.
Remember that game in the rain?
Oh, I do remember. Yeah,
yeah.
I couldn't. Yeah, we're sitting at the
You were
Northern...
coaching Origin.
Coach at Origin, so I left camp, the whole family down, watched him. I went back early the next morning. The family stayed on. For
I remember
a bit, but it
seeing
was a great
Narelle and
night.
H and Ave and everybody was there. It was a special night.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It was a special night.
Yeah, I had my wife there too. And
Yeah, Rach was there. Yeah.
A few of my
Few
friends
friends.
flew down as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah, it's a big crew there.
All right, so Melbourne finishes, you go to the West Tigers, and I think the West Tigers, it was good for you, but like the knee injury, the ACL, obviously, you know.
yeah, Tigers was tough because there was a lot of things that went wrong that weren't that the Tigers couldn't control. So I liked the Tigers as a club. I had a lot of fun there and a lot of great players there when I went there. And you know, but I got there and they just started to redo their new facility that they're doing now. So we were training out of demountables on a field where we had to walk 10 minutes to get to. COVID hit when I was there. I did my ACL when I was there. Yeah, there's a lot of things that went wrong. That
You had 10 games, am I right in saying?
Yeah,
Look,
it was about 10 games.
10
So-
games.
One of those games included smashing the Broncos at Leichhardt Oval.
I remember.
You
You
remember that
were
game?
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I called that game. You absolutely were unbelievable that
48-0.
night. Yeah, absolutely
I wouldn't go
flogged
that
them.
far, but yeah, it was. I think Benji Marshall put on the clinic that day, so it was. Yeah, it was good. It was.
Was
obviously
Benji
at
playing
that
that night
point
too?
Yeah, yeah.
That was
yeah.
20. That was in 20, right?
2020, yeah.
2020. They got the spoon in 20. It was bad.
Yeah.
That was the start of the rot. Okay, so Kev gets the job in 21,
Yep.
and Kev, it's as clear as clear. You want to build a comeback straight away. You tried, but the Tigers wouldn't release you. Like we held a spot. You held a spot for him. You wanted to come home. Of course, you want to come home. But for some unknown reason, you just couldn't get the deal done with the Tigers. They wouldn't release you. You can understand why they wanted some compensation. How frustrated, Kev, were you because you wanted him back?
Well,
I
did. He wasn't playing first grade there, so for a start.
Yeah, so I missed the first half of the year with
he was
the
the
ACL.
ACL. Yeah.
So I thought, well, you know,
Get him back.
get him home, get him into a good environment. Not that it wasn't, but you know, everyone, and he loved the Broncos as a kid,
course.
and everyone wants to.
And your dad's coaching. Like, you know,
Well,
like
it's a great photo at home that I've got in with Wayne Bennett's talking, and this is back when I'm playing, and Billy's sitting on the football looking up at Wayne with his tongue.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give it to Darcy, he can put it up there. So he would have only been 5 or 6 years old. So a lot of these kids, they want to play for the Broncos. You know, if you're a Queensland kid, and particularly Brisbane or Southeast Queensland,
put it all aside.
you want to. But
I'm
he was
sure
also,
you guys had talked about. I'm sure you two had talked about
but also
getting coached by your dad. Like it's a dream.
Yeah.
So before I wanted to try and sign, I rang Craig Bellamy.
Yeah.
I said, "What's the go with Bill?"
Yeah.
And he said he's a great player, just doesn't believe in himself enough.
Right.
Confidence.
Yeah.
You know, so I thought, right, well, I can put confidence.
So
in
this is in 21, but before when you just come back
Before
as the
the
head
thought
coach,
of even signing,
right?
I
You
rang-
rang Craig
I
Bellamy
rang-
to see what you thought.
What his thoughts on him? How'd you find Billy? He gave him nothing but raps about his training, his attitude.
Yeah.
And he did say just lacks a bit of confidence, right? And that can come from many different things. He buggered his knee and all those sort of things. So I thought we'll get him back into the right environment.
Yeah, of course.
And anything could happen. But
Well, you were coming from a club. You were inheriting a club at that stage.
Wooden
it was
spoon.
wooden spooners. Like let's be honest. They could not get any worse. You literally
No.
and you need to put a roster together. You need to move players on. But Kev, it's your son. He can play. Bill, you want to be coached by your dad. That's
Well, I don't think more being part of the well,
yeah.
maybe.
But
I'll-
surely
yeah.
you talked about this.
Yeah, for sure. We, of course, we did. We wanted to win a comp together as well as father and son, and
Bloody oath.
yeah, I will say though it was definitely a blessing in disguise. I come back after my ACL. I wasn't in great nick, and I would have come midway through the year, and you just didn't come last that year, but you weren't going too flash that year either.
Oh,
so
hang on,
I probably wouldn't have-
He was on a rebuild. He was on a rebuild, mate.
So I actually
we're
look
climbing
back.
the ladder. It's up. It's up.
I look back and I'm really thankful I
Finished
didn't
ahead
come.
of the
'cause-
Tigers, I'm pretty sure.
No, you didn't.
no.
No, you didn't.
I'll just
Like-
cut that out. Done. Edit that.
But okay, so 22, you come back to Brisbane. You signed. I think a 2-year or 2-year deal. And I'm just going to put it out there. I knew how good a football you are. People who knew how good a football you are. But to the general public, it's like, oh, Kevie's signing his son. Did you ever hear that and go like, geez, that pisses me off?
Oh, it used to make me laugh when I used to see people saying, if I couldn't make it at the Storm or Tigers, why am I going to make it at the Broncos? But at the Storm, I had Cameron Smith, Cameron Munster, and Jerome Hughes in front of me.
Yep.
And then at the Tigers, I had Benji Marshall, Josh Reynolds, and Luke Brooks ahead of me in the halves. And then I was playing hooker, and the COVID happened, and we signed Harry Grant. So he took my spot. So I'm not sure if any of those players. They're all pretty gun players, so I'm not sure who I was meant to take spot there. But
and you also played first grade at that stage, and excelled every time you played. So
so
Kevie makes a smart decision. It was a no-brainer. And was it? Did it take much at the club for you to say it, or they just said no dramas at all?
No dramas. Yeah,
of course.
No.
You're not going to pick the wrong player. You said that from the start.
You don't intentionally pick the wrong player. Sometimes you get it wrong. But
but you knew with Bill what you were getting.
Yeah, and if you can't work with your own son, you know, and trust your own son to play well, who can you trust?
That's exactly right.
Like, seriously.
So when it starts, and you guys had to finish 9th, right, that year, okay, and you fell off a cliff at the end, Kev, and by your own admission, but family dinner on a Sunday night. I've got to ask you, because that's a big thing for you. Everybody comes around and you celebrate, and but does you ever get into Bill? How did that work? When things were tough, like, mate, you need to pick your game up.
100%, yeah. Well, we always said, when he's in around the club training, it's Billy I'm your coach.
Yeah.
That's the relationship.
Yeah.
And then outside of that, it's father-son.
Was that it?
If anything, I probably rode him a bit harder than others in meetings, but with a slant on it. So there's ways you can get your point across without being mean and derogatory.
It went both ways too. There was times I'd just make a simple tackle, and Kev would make everyone rewatch the tackle and say how good it was.
That's just taking the piss.
Yeah, of course.
But
but
I put the relationship out there.
Yeah.
Right. So so everyone knew and where Billy stood and where I stood. There was no sort of hiding and secret meetings or if Billy missed his tackles.
Yeah, you bring it up.
It's on the screen. But if he makes one tackle, it's on the screen as well.
You started at 6, but then I think a master stroke, and Kev, I think this was a master stroke. You you put Bill the 9.
Well, the bloodline suggests 9 for Walters.
It doesn't
right?
it? Like, you were the only 6. Everybody else has
Well,
been.
I was a good 9 as well. I played for Australia at hooker, and I did against the PNG and over in overseas.
Well,
but I was a genuine 5'8" half, right?
But Bill, you were 6 most of your life, and then Kev put you to 9. How hard was that to start off with?
Yeah, it was different. I played a little bit of 9. I've been told a lot throughout my career that I'd probably make a good 9, but I was pretty adamant on trying to make it as a 6. And
why, because of your dad? Or did you just
I
loved
think
it?
so, yeah. Well, I loved playing 6 as well in the halves, but I kind of got a bit lucky for my debut that round 1. I think Reno ended up getting COVID the week before, and that was what opened the door to playing the halves. Otherwise, I think I would have been on the bench anyway. So, Reno kind of came back, and Albert Kelly was there as well, and I think you ended up going with Albert Kelly, and just put me on the bench. And I remember that first game, I think we played the Bulldogs, and I only played the last 15 minutes, but my lungs were burning to come that back end. But
it's a different fitness, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But then, that was where the opportunity was if I wanted to play at the Broncos. And then I remember about halfway through the year, I ended up going back to 6 for a couple of games, and we lost a few, and I didn't play that great. And I remember having a chat with Kevin. He said, he spoke about moving to 9, and he said, if you want to play number 6, it's going to be at Wynnum Manly Seagulls. It won't be for the Broncos. So buy into playing number 9.
You actually said that to him?
Well, you have to be honest with players, even if they're,
it's your son, but that
was a situation.
Kev,
I didn't see.
You people, because no one knows this. You actually had that conversation.
Yeah,
with
but
your
people
son.
don't know a lot of things that happen, Dobbo.
You know what I'm saying. How hard was that when he says this to you? Like, this is your dad, this is your idol, and he says, mate, if you're going to play 6, it'll be for the Wynnum Manly.
I probably said it's more than likely at Wynnum.
Yeah,
so
that's what I mean. That's why
no one knows that.
I thought Kevie was such a good coach because he was telling me pretty much that if I want to play for the Broncos, it's going to be at 9. But he said it in a way where it was lighthearted, and I took it.
And it's going to be Billy's decision, not my decision. His decision. He could play 5'8", but you go and play at Wynnum, won't be at the Broncos.
Gee whiz. So you say, well, that's it. History shows like your football has just gone. Like, so we'll get 9th, finish 9th, big preseason, and we talk about 23. It's an unbelievable year for Brisbane. I know I know the final hurdle it didn't get to, but the season as a whole was quite phenomenal. Like, and your form just kept on getting better and better and better. Yeah,
well, everyone was playing good footy in our team, so when you have good players around you, it makes you play better as well. 23 was, despite the finish, I'd probably do it all over again. It was like such a good year. Just the buzz around Brisbane. The back end of the year, we won 12 of the last 13, and a lot of them, we absolutely pumped teams. So, it was good fun, and it was a couple of times I got 2 tries in a game too, which unheard of for me.
Two tries in the prelim, didn't you?
In the prelim against the Warriors, So, and then even.
I reckon you're underrated. I reckon you're underrated, Bill. Like in that year, I know everybody's rapping you now, and we carry on, and we'll get to that. But like back then, you were playing unbelievable football. I don't think you got the credit in 23, and you would feel it. Like it was always like you were still having to prove yourself when you scored countless tries. You did so much unbelievable work. Did you feel that at the time? Like and I know Kev and I have talked about so many times how good you were going. But it didn't matter how good you're going. It was like, oh, yeah, but you still got to do this. Like, you hadn't been able to, like, people were saying you still weren't that number 9, or there was still some doubt.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I looked at it as, I'm not going to listen to them if they're bagging me, so I can't really listen to them if they're going to give me a rap. And we had a lot of great players in our team, so they were getting all their raps, so they should. And all I cared about was the playing group and the coaching staff were happy with the way I was playing, and they were praising me in our meetings and telling me that I was playing good footy. And that's all I needed. So
that was the other thing, Dobbo. Like, it just wasn't me making these decisions. No. I would consult the other coaches and the senior players.
And Ren was a huge advocate for you. Like, and he's not going to put somebody in their scrub. Reynolds has always said.
No, well, they actually came to me and said,
you need to play Billy. Yeah, he said that. He's always said that. That they fronted you one day and said, mate, you can't play Billy on the bench. You've got to play him and start him at 9.
Yeah. So people out there that think, it's just Kevie doing. It's not just when you're in a football club. Sure, as the head coach, the you make the ultimate decision, but it's in consultation with people you trust.
Yeah.
You know? So
You watched the grand final. You watched the grand final. I know how upset he was. I know how upset Narelle was, and I saw you on that. Have you gone back and watched it a bit?
Yeah, I have a couple of times. It was pretty hard to watch it and live it again, but I don't know. Especially even this week, it just keeps popping up everywhere. All the highlights.
Yeah.
I remember it used to make me sad even just looking at Ezra, because I remember just seeing Ezra after he scored his third try and thinking, you know,
you're going to win a Clive Churchill.
So it's hard, but even the whole experience as a grand final was unreal. I had all my family there and going out, singing the national anthem in front of, 80,000 people.
Huge.
It's pretty special occasion.
Just the last 3 minutes. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's
but it is a great experience.
Getting to a grand final is what I know. There's only going to be one, but I'd much rather be in a grand final.
They're not.
And so the fact is that
100%, mate.
You guys got that. History will show it didn't go the last 3 minutes, but what a year. Last year, oh God, I put it down to going to bloody America, going to Vegas was a starting point. I mean,
it wasn't a good start.
You had the rumble in the jungle outside with
did you
and all
Vegas?
that. Yeah.
The game, not so much, but we had some pretty good fun before. So.
Did you? Tell me about that.
No, you were there.
I mean, the rumble in the jungle, in the park, I reckon started the rot for you. Like just everything that could go wrong that year went wrong. Reno and Paddy and that all having a scrap in the park. Because the Bronco. What I'll say is, and you can vow with this, Bill. Kev got the Broncos back on the map. I'm not being rude. Like 23, Broncos went stratosphere again, and you that was it. You wanted them. You're the Broncos. You always said you're the Broncos, and that went. So when you guys back in 21, 20, when things went wrong, it just it made it. But I never have seen those the vision of when you guys made the grand final, the fans, and in 24, the fan
But put the Broncos back on the map.
It really did.
And they're still.
So when there's a drama, it just gets absolutely superseded. So you go to Vegas, it doesn't go well. The years, it just injuries, it happens. We've seen teams. We saw the Warriors do it. The Warriors made a prelim, they didn't make the 8. We've seen it.
That happens every year. So
Do you know it's a year today since you were relieved? Today is the year today, and I don't know why I broke my neck. I broke my neck a year.
Oh, that's how you know.
Yeah, that's how I know.
You've been 12 months.
12 months with a broken neck today.
Right.
Yeah, today. So,
well, things move.
Today's the 24th. It was the 25th.
26th.
26th. So it was a Friday.
Yeah.
So I remember that.
Anyway,
I'm just going to ask Bill as a dad, because I love this bloke and I know how hard that was, knowing that, you've been around where coaches happen, but it's your dad as well.
Yeah. It's not probably easy to talk about, but he put a lot into the club, and it was disappointing how it all ended. Yeah. He just didn't deserve what happened. I don't think it was his fault at all, but probably can't say too much.
Let's move on.
Yeah, I get it.
It's an awkward situation.
I get it, and I do that. But
we've all moved on, and Billy's moved on this year. He's had a great season.
We're going to get to the difference. Yeah. Can I just ask this now?
When are we going to present the hat?
Very shortly.
Your hat.
I'm doing. Just wait. He's got, because I reckon the biggest measure of you is that you were able to put that aside, and we've talked about this, and play the football you have. So the resolve in your head that you're going into a club that you love, that they made the wrong decision, but you're still contracted there, you still want to play for them.
Yeah.
What was the preseason in yourself for you, just to get your head right, knowing full well how hurt your dad was, but hey, that's football, and Bill and Kev just talked about it. He separates it, but then to go, right, I'm going to get into it.
Yeah, well, Dad was a big part of that. I spoke to him pretty early on, and he wanted me to stay at the Broncos and keep playing. He knew how much I love the club, and
100%.
I love the fans, and I love the playing group, and I love the Broncos.
Yeah,
and
he's coming through in his football.
Yeah, his football was shown, but you could have, I'm just going to be honest. I would have asked for a release and said I want to go somewhere else. But you talked. I remember you said you got to stay.
Yeah, well, the first
settled
week
here.
or so, I didn't want to play. But yeah, like I said,
You have
I love
to
the playing group. I love the Broncos. I didn't really want to move my family again, and the reasons why I love the Broncos weren't part of the reasons why Kevie had to leave. So it made my decision now and a lot easier. And I'm actually pretty grateful that I did stick it out and stay around.
Oh, I think it's been
he's had a great year.
So I'm just going to start. Madge comes as the coach. You knew him at the West Tigers. I was doubtful that he was going to give you a fair run, but it seemed like you just made absolutely. There was no way he could leave you out of the side to start off with, and that seemed to be you had a point to prove that no matter what, nothing was going to stop you from playing football this year. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to come back and I suppose prove or show that just because Dad's not the coach anymore, that I could still make the team. And he, to be honest, I didn't get to train much at 9. I kind of lost my spot without really getting to fight for it. But he saw me in a different way to Kev, which is all different coaches will see me differently. And he wanted to make sure I could cover in the halves as well, because back at the Tigers, I pretty much was a half.
Yep.
And that's where he saw me. And, ended up, a couple of weeks in, I was pretty filthy. He wasn't really putting me into 9 and thought I was going to lose my spot, but then started to think about it. And we obviously signed Ben Hunt, and he was going to be the hooker once everyone was fit. Ezra was serving his suspension for the first nine games or so. So I knew there was an opportunity. It needed to be someone on the bench that's going to cover both half and hooker. So I just decided, it is what it is, and start training in the halves and try and play well in the halves and make sure that, like you said, that, when it comes time to pick the 17, that I'm going to be in there somewhere.
Mate, I've got to be honest with you. Your foot form this year, can we just wax through it? Like, you have been unbelievable. You must know how well you've played this year. Like, and it's game momentum that, like, you are a fan favourite. Like, it's like, we name you the difference because...
you name Billy the
refer to him as a difference because that's it. But Bill, like, it just has absolutely gone crazy how good your football has become. It seems like it's become easier for you. You've worked hard. The game has become easier for you.
Yeah. Well, my role for a lot of the year was just coming off the bench when everyone's tired, and I'd be getting pretty antsy, sitting on the sideline, waiting for that last half an hour. I get to come on, and I knew I only had 30 minutes, and when I was coming on, I knew the game had to end at 80 minutes. So, if I was gassed, had no energy left, but there was 2 minutes to go, and I only had to get through 2 minutes. Whereas if you're starting, you don't know when you're going to come off, kind of thing. And I think, Kev probably won't like hearing it, but I think not having him as coach this year, I was a little bit more like, oh well, I don't have to prove to anyone. So I'm going to go out and just try and play footy. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I'm not letting Kev down. I'm not letting the family down.
Yeah.
It's only me that's going to get let down. I might get left out of the team if I'm not playing good, but it seemed to come off this year and played some pretty good footy. And it helps the whole team's going well. The last couple of weeks, all I had to do was just pass Walshy the ball, and he'd come up with something amazing. So
I think you're doing pretty easy.
The difference. It's.
Well, we'll say that to the end.
No, but I've got to tell you, when we named you the difference.
No, you named him the difference.
It's caught on, mate. This is something like the club is now calling you the difference.
Yeah.
Like, your thoughts.
Yeah, it's different, but
surely you like it, mate. People are calling you the difference. The players and I love it because you are the difference. When you come on, you make such a difference. That's what it's a term of endearment. It's not a piss take. It's a legitimate. When you come on, you are a huge difference to that side. Things just happen.
Oh yeah, appreciate that, Dobbo. But I don't know. It has stuck. I will give you that. I was copping a fair bit of flack for it at the start. You should hear Reno talk about it. He reckons I'm walking around training every time I pass or kick the ball and go, the difference. So, but it's all right. It's good. It's I
love it.
You love characters in the game, and
he's one of them. Go, Kev.
Righto. Do you got any match day superstitions?
Not really. I like to go out for coffee for brekkie in the morning. There's a spot near us that we go to every time if we're playing here, or go out with the boys if we're playing away. But other than that, and have a sleep. That's it.
You have a sleep before the game?
Yeah. And try and get out of dad duties and palm them off to Rach.
Yeah. Can we get on can I just ask, I've got to unpack because I want to get to the knee and everything that's happened. But can we just unpack your fussy eating? Because I never knew this. Like what, Kev, can you give us some insight? What never, other than sausage and hash browns, that's all he ever ate?
No, he'll eat like some good piece of steak. But
now.
I used to like steak back then.
Are you a veggies man?
Yeah.
You are?
Not early, but I'm better now.
Like to roast. But no gravy.
No sauce.
I couldn't mix my food either. That was that's why burgers aren't a big thing for me. But
yeah, so if he has spaghetti bowl, he'll have
the spaghetti and the mince on the side.
In a different plate.
It's nearly on the spectrum, you know.
Well, I think my wife's an OT and she says that I am on the spectrum.
But we all are.
Yeah, we all are, exactly.
We all are.
She says that as well when I start getting down to it. She says, no, well, we all are.
We all are, but you're just at that level.
In different levels, yeah.
Mate, your knee. I saw you after the Canberra game, and you said to me, like on the field, you said, I've hurt my knee, and I come here, Kev, the next day and said you hurt it. And then I've gone back and I've seen that footage where you put Reece away and you take that hit and how you clutch at the knee. When did you know you'd done your knee?
So, yeah, there was a tackle. I got tackled about 5 minutes to go in regular time, and I just got up and it was sore and it was clicking, and I couldn't really run, but I don't think we had any interchanges, and they were kind of like, we're just going to have to strap it up and see how you go. And it did actually start to feel better after it was strapped, and obviously the adrenaline of playing extra time in a semi-final, I guess. But I didn't think it was too bad. They thought it was maybe MCL, but even MCL, I was like, I'm going to be pretty touch and go for a prelim if it is MCL. They didn't think it was ACL on the night, and then when we woke up the next day and we found the footage of when I did it, there was no contact or anything. It was just me stepping off it. And so they said there's probably a bit of concern for the ACL, and then fortunately got the scan back, and it was a bit of a weird one too because it was a partial tear, and it's on the one I've already done before, so sometimes they can come up a bit funny on the scans. So like it's definitely damaged in some capacity, but we had to go see the specialist to see how bad it was and if I was going to be able to rehab it and try and come back for the prelim. But when I saw the specialist, he said it was too loose and too much of a risk to try and play. So,
well, could you have strapped it up or no? Like,
no, you can't, can you?
Nah. Sometimes I feel like at the end of the day when it's a bit warmed up and stuff, it feels all right. And then, I'll go to just. Yesterday I turned around to talk to someone, and then when I went to turn back, it kind of buckled and gave way. So there's just no way I'd be able to play.
No way. So, I love this for Bill. You could have had the operation now, like you could be done, but Bill's like, you're going to see this out.
Well, I'm going to protect him a bit here. It's still a bit swollen. And
and it is better. But yeah, I get that. And we've I know Max Plath waited a month. I know lots of those guys have waited longer.
Yeah.
But you also want to be with the team. Like if you go and have the operation, you're not with the team. You love this side that much. You want to see it through.
Yeah. Well, in my defence, there is positives to waiting for surgery. And I kind of used Madge actually spoke to me before I went to the specialist about making sure I stay around the team and not get left behind.
Yeah.
After everything what we've done this year, and ended up using that back at him when I found out I was going to have to get the surgery, and said if I get the surgery now, it won't be till later on, just before the prelim, and then if you make the grand final, then I'll be 1 week post-op, so I won't be able to really move or get around or anything. And he saw the light in that, and I said, if I can stay around the boys and enjoy what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks, then I'll be able to put it behind me and just get stuck into rehab. Yeah. Whereas if I have to get the surgery now, miss out on all these good things, might put me down in the dumps for a couple of months. So
of course.
And he saw that and he said, he agrees, and let me push the surgery out for a couple of weeks.
Can they beat Penrith? Like I know, like are you confident they beat Penrith?
I think if we're on, yeah, definitely. I think Penrith are playing great footy, and I actually think we're probably one of the only teams left that if Penrith are on, that we can actually beat them still. I think, it's going to be tough. If they played anything like they did on the weekend, it's going to be tough. But just the way Walshy's playing, I think you need someone like Walshy, as we saw in the grand final with Ezra.
Yeah, circuit breaker.
Yeah, you just can't defend.
Hard to keep him out of the game.
What about this bloke? This is the bloke that I think the biggest loss is against Penrith.
Yeah, well,
because you unlocked, and I know everybody says, but what is it? Just a calmness that you're able to unlock. These blokes out the back.
Well, I know how good Walshy can be, and so obviously the more times we can get the ball in his hand, the better. And it doesn't bother me if I don't touch the ball the whole game as long as we win. And I just told Walshy, whenever you see something, whenever you want the ball, you let me know and I'll get you the ball as quick and as fast as I can, as clean as I can, and you just do your thing. And yeah, it's worked. It's he's a special talent. I remember the Cowboys game, he threw that intercept early in the second half, and I just told him, it was 2 tries for that one, and then you went down 2 minutes later and did the exact same play and put Gem through a hole, and we scored. So he just got so much confidence, and yeah, when he's on, he's hard to stop. You just can't defend him. Like if he's on, you can
limit what he's doing, but he's gonna hurt you at some stage. So that'll depend on Sunday.
Is that Kev? Did you used to go like that where blokes wanted the ball and you just say when? I mean, because you were very much a playmaker, and when Pearl or Alf wanted the ball, you just
Pearl didn't want the ball. I'd say, mate, the ball's coming.
Yeah.
Get ready for it. It look like $1 million or make us all look stupid.
Yeah.
And the next thing he'd be away,
Because I feel like what you've had to do, Bill, back there, you just mate, I'm going to make sure these blokes get the ball.
At the right time, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not even just Walshy. We've got a lot of fast, strong outside backs as well who, if you get them on one-on-one, they can do some damage. So,
are you down? Has this been hard? We all know they can make a grand final. They can win the grand final. They really can.
Yeah. On the Monday when we had the scans, there was a lot of tears.
Yeah.
I couldn't really talk to Kev or Rach, my wife. I just sent them a text and said, it's no good. But that day was pretty tough, and then got through that, and I've kind of come to terms with it, I guess, and moved on. But I think come Sunday when they're running out for the prelim,
it's going to be hard.
Give me flashbacks to when 23, when we were in the prelim, and how fun it was playing in front of a packed house at Suncorp, and probably get a bit sad and down in the dumps there. But it is what it is. It's footy. I've had a pretty good run with injuries since my last ACL, so it's just all part of the game. It's unfortunate, but it is.
You've got a lot more football. You're only 31. I reckon you've got 5 years. I mean that genuinely. I think as this game gets on, and you've looked after yourself, because this is not the end for you. Do you see yourself you're close to playing 100 games for Brisbane? Mm-hmm. I know you've played over 100 NRL games, but you're in the 90s for Brisbane. So to me, there's a lot more upside football for you, and you've secured. You are very much seen as part of the plans there.
Yeah, well, that's actually a big one for me, trying to get back. I think I'm at 98 Broncos games, and I want to get to 100. I want to get to the 100 club. So that's a big motivation to come back, and I keep licking my lips every time Reno and Dozo re-sign, because they're 35 and 34, so they're still playing, and they've played since they were 20 as well, where I've only really started coming in the last 4 years, so my body's in pretty good nick considering a 31-year-old. But I think I've still got a lot of footy to play, and just got to make sure I get the rehab right and come back strong, fit and fast.
Outside of footy, how can you entertain our guests? What do you do outside of footy?
What does Billy Walters do?
I'm pretty boring.
What's
I just
this
play
hat
with
you got
kids.
on? You better give that.
Is this you and Jacko?
Me and Jack, started just hats at the moment. I think it's only going to be hats, but
but that's your business.
Yeah, well, so Jack's got the Walters Construction.
Yeah.
He did, and he just made some hats for his construction company, and we liked the look of them. We thought we'd look into making our own hats, and so Walters Brothers, and we've got the hats. We're just waiting to get it all up and online.
So not for sale yet?
Not yet. No, not yet.
Well, where can people go to buy them if they want to buy?
Well,
a hat?
that's the thing.
You haven't even got a bloody website.
Well, mate, there's been a lot going on. I've been moving house, ACLs.
Yeah,
but soon.
Are you and Jack going to long term? Is that the plan? You're obviously a carpenter by trade. You've all been that. Will you get in with Jack and the Walters Construction?
Yeah, it's an option, but I don't know if I really want to go back to being a chippy. It's a pretty tough gig on the body. And
I said earlier, he's allergic to work, mate, so that's not happening. He'll stick a pencil behind his ear and walk around the job site, but he won't use it.
Yeah. Well,
Jack loves it.
You're telling me I've still got 4 or 5 years, and now you're telling me what am I going to do for a job?
He's right. He'll keep playing his footy.
Yeah.
Right? And Jack's doing well with the business. And the hats, well, they might sell all right, eh?
They'll go well, Walters Brothers.
I don't even know that yet.
I'll keep that under wraps, for the moment. Might even take Kevie up to Mount Creed. He loves walking up there and just give him a little nudge down the hill and get the inheritance.
I mean, you 2 beautiful kids, beautiful wife, Rach. You live in Brisbane. Is this it? You want to finish as a Bronco? Yeah,
for sure. I did always think I would play a little bit in the Super League, but I think now with 2 kids being home, we moved to Melbourne together, and then Sydney. Now we're back home. I think it'd be pretty hard to move away again from all the family and support. So
Yeah.
And Rachel's twin Emily, she's only around the corner. Jack's down the road for me as well.
Yeah.
They've both got kids now that are around Hugo and Daisy's age, so it'd be pretty hard to uplift them. I know they're kids and they'd get over it after a while, but
I reckon mark this date because he'll change his mind.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think so. Well, everyone.
Do you reckon H can make it? Not putting pressure on Harry. Harry's playing cup now. Is Harry like? It seems like all the Waters boys are. You guys are all talented, but it takes a little more time. Can you see Harry making his NRL debut?
Yeah, for sure. He's just got to be patient. I think he got better towards the back end of the year. I think he was not stressing, but he wanted to be. He could. I know what it feels like. There's boys his age that are now playing NRL, and he wants to be there. Yeah. But it's a process. It's not as easy as that for some people. He's got to work hard, and he's definitely got the talent. He's just
some people got to work harder than others, Bill, don't they?
Yeah, for sure.
But you got to stay at it. That's the key message, and
you've got to enjoy it. I think he was probably stressing too much and probably not enjoying his footy as much at the start of the year, and towards the back end he probably lightened up a bit, and he'll be fine. He just needs to work hard.
Well, it comes to that time. This is our first ever difference hat. And
that's the only one we've got.
Well, we've got more. We've got a couple.
Well, where
of
are they? Where you said you'd bring a bootload in, and you brought one.
We are presenting Bill Walters with the first ever difference.
The original
hat.
difference.
The original, the OG, and every guest is getting a difference hat.
Perfect.
We are so grateful. And honestly, I know but Bill, we're so proud of you, and you are a fan favourite at the Broncos. You're a great bloke away from this, but mate, you are our difference, and welcome and thank you for being with us on the Inside Ball.
Get that Walters shit hat off. Put the difference on.
There we go. We love it. Good on you, Billy Walters.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.